Hello and welcome everyone, and in this video we will compose our desert. At this point the scene is already heavy and I don't want to add more memory and all of that, so that's why I will open a fresh Blender scene and do all of my compositing here. Just to start a new Blender scene, and after you do that, the good thing is that Blender offer a workspace that is meant for compositing, so I will change to compositing. Make sure to check this box called use nodes and it will open this. The first thing that we're gonna do right now is to go Shift A, and right here you will have an option called image sequence. If you remember, we actually rendered our images or our desert in different image sequences for the sky, for the main desert element, for the background elements and the fog. So I will click on image sequence and all you have to do is to navigate to your folder. Think of your scene from the farthest element to the closest element to you. The farthest element in our scene, it is the sky. So I will click on one of the images and just import image sequence. And you will have this node, and actually if you hit Control Shift and click on this, it will show you actually your image, the render that we've got out of the 3D scene. If you want to zoom out, all you have to do is to hit V. And if you want to make it bigger, hit Alt V. And in case you want to move it, make sure to hit Alt and hit the middle mouse button or the scroll wheel to basically move it. After we do this, we have our sky. So right now let's just go Shift A, input image sequence, and I will import my background elements. Click on one of them, import image sequence, and just put it right here. Go Shift A, input image sequence, and let's go to our desert, import image sequence. Let's put it right here. And finally go Shift A, input image sequence, and open our fog element. Fog, import image sequence, and put it right here. So right now we imported all of our different image sequences. We have the sky, the background, the desert, and the fog. What we need to do right now is to tell Blender what to put over what. I want this background elements to be over the sky. So that's why there is a node called alpha over. It is this one. So I will open this node, and here's how it works. Image number 2, or the image that will be in the second socket, will be on top of the image that is on the first socket. I will take the image and put it into image 2, and take this image and put it into image 1. And if I hit Control Shift and click on the alpha over to see it, notice what we will have. And one problem that you will probably notice right now, which is that you have this kind of white stroke around your element. All you have to do is to just check this box, convert pre-multiplied. So click on it and bam. After we do that, right now we want our desert to be over both of these. Go Shift A, alpha over, put it right here, and take the image and put it right here. And bam, you have your result. And make sure to check convert pre-multiplied to hide the white stroke. So probably the last thing right now that we need to do is to put the fog above all the other elements, but I'm not gonna do it right now. And here's just one simple trick. Make sure to collapse all of these so they become smaller to save more space so that we can see our scene. So yeah, we will have this. And also, you might want to delete this rendered layer because we won't be rendering any sort of 3D data. So that's deleted. I feel like this sky is a little bit too blue for my taste. So I want to make it slightly darker. So let's go to our sky and just go Shift A and let's add the curves, RGB curves, and just put it right here. And if I start changing this curve, and this way we're only affecting the sky. Let's boost the highlights maybe, so it looks something like this. That's better. And maybe make it a little bit more dramatic by doing this. Maybe let's go to the red channel and add a little bit of red because our desert is a little bit going to the red color. And go to the blue and remove a little bit of blue because when we remove from blue, we're basically adding yellow. Let's collapse this and let's go Shift A and add a hue and saturation value. And the only thing that I want to do is to drag the saturation a little bit down, something like 0.8. And for the hue, maybe also you can play with it a little bit. I don't know, just keep it almost at the default value, which is 0.5. I will collapse this. And right now, let's move on to the second element, which is those background mountains and dunes. Let's go Shift A and add an RGB curves. Let's just keep on working on this RGB curves. Maybe I want to make the background mountains a little bit less contrasty, let's say. So I will just bring this up, and maybe we can boost a little bit of highlights so they look like this. Maybe do like this. Alt V. Let's zoom out, V. Yeah, and that's actually looking way better, I think. The last thing that I might want to do is to add some sort of a yellow tint to them. And to do that, go Shift A, add a hue, saturation value, put it right here, and let's just shift the hue a little bit, let's say. Something just like this, and maybe drag the saturation a little bit up. Yeah, 1.15. That's actually looking pretty good, I think. And the last thing, we need to work a little bit on this main desert. But before that, I actually noticed something. These mountains, there is like a really harsh line separating them from the sky. So I might want to blur them out a little bit. So to do that, go Shift A and add blur. There are different types of blur. The one we need is like just the simple blur, and maybe like rank this number to something like 2. Let's try 2 also on the y-axis. Maybe let's try 3. If you click on the node and hit empty muted, this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, and this is the after. The transition right now, or actually the edges of those mountains are less pronounced, let's say, which like they look kind of better this way. I will collapse this node, and let's, as I said, move on to the final element, which is like the big desert. For the desert, I will go, as you probably already guessed, Shift A and just add an RGB curves. Put it right here. Let's maybe add a little bit of contrast to it, something like this. Let's also maybe add a hue and saturation. Hue, saturation, put it right here. Maybe bring down like the saturation to something like 0.95. And what about if we shift the hue a little bit? Let's say something like, yeah, that's way better, I think. Maybe 0.95. Oh no, 0.45. That's a lot. 0.495. Yeah, and that's actually looking pretty sick, I think. And the last thing we're gonna do is basically to finally add the fog above the rest of the image. So I'll go Shift A and I will add the alpha over again. Alpha over, put it right here. It is right now like just putting whiteness above our image, so we needed to put the fog, plug the fog right here, and make sure to hit pre-multiply. And you have this. Of course, you can probably play a little bit with the contrast of this fog element. So I might go Shift A, curves. I might add a little bit of contrast to it. Let's say something like this. And also maybe add a little bit of red. Maybe remove a little bit of blue. And your fog will look something like this. But we might want to add like other like small effects above this image. And that's what we're gonna do in the next video. See you there.